Hi everyone, I'm Kamil Rithaler. I'm Intelligent Automation Platform Architect at Rakit. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm a very occasional blogger on my blog and author of Power Automate Tools extension in Chrome and Edge. Maybe some of you have used that before. And today I will talk about Agentic AI automation platform built on Power Platform Semantic Kernel. So what is it? So what is the platform? So it's a solution for building multi-agent systems that harness the power of Pile platform to both create and operate AI agents efficiently. And why multi-agent? Why not just a single agent? Even though LLM getting better and better at following instruction, performing tasks when they um, uh, are faced with long instruction or spanning across different domains, the performance drops significantly. That's why you should consider then create agents that are focused on a single task or are experts in their domain. And currently, there are two major approach to orchestrate them. Self-directed, we can think of it like a group chat. So for not well-defined or dynamic processes, article drafting, for example, when you have reviewer, reader, and researcher. So writer and researcher works collaboratively on an article, and then reviewer decides when they should stop and they reach the goal, or deterministic agentic workflows. And here it's just a process that agent is a part of. So you can guess where this is heading and why I'm bringing Power Platform and agentic workflows, because Power Automate is great at creating workflows and running them. Okay, and why did I build this? First of all, to experiment. At the time that I started working on this, there was not much flexibility in Copilot Studio, and I've been already working on some custom agents in Semantic Kernel. So then I thought, instead of just writing my instruction and plugins inside code or any other third-party solution that I'm not expert of, and it will be difficult to get onboarded in a big organization, I can use secure and known platform, which is Power Platform. So I decided to build a Power App. So then I can build agents and share with my colleagues and work on them together. And then I realized why not to use the connector ecosystem. So use flows to connect my agents with an enterprise data in the same way as Copilot Studio does. And then I thought, okay, so let's create a custom connector that would allow to run my agents inside Power Automate. So thanks to that, I can orchestrate them in a very flexible way. So I can run them in parallel, sequentially, or just use as a simple prompt. So thanks to that, I have a test ground to test all of the new concepts and shiny stuff in the AI area before they're getting implemented in commercial solutions like Copilot Studio or Azure AI Foundry agents. So for example, new cool model is released, I can very quickly test that on my own data. And the last but not least, it's a very cost-effective solution, because when you already have all of your Power Platform licenses, then you just need a few things on the Azure side, and you can use the right model. So for a simple task, you can use smaller, cheaper models. It's not always the best idea to throw chunky O3 at a very simple task. Okay, and the architecture, I already said a couple times Semantic Kernel. It's a SDK that helps build agents and AI solution in all major programming languages. So you can focus on building those instead of learning APIs of each AI provider. And Kernel Memory from the very same team, This is a ready-to-use solution that you can just pull as a Docker container and have your RAG pipelines, so to process documents and make them ready to be used with LLMs. But starting from the very beginning, so there is a model-driven app where you can define agents, tools, knowledge sources. All of that is, of course, saved in Dataverse. And then the engine is a C# durable function with mentioned semantic kernel. That's why there's this small icon on the right top corner, which orchestrates everything. So it can trigger Power Automate flows, or it can be triggered by Power Automate flows or API calls. And also it can use external services via OpenAPI or MCP integration. That is also thanks to the semantic kernel wide library of the connectors. It can use many popular model providers, but in this case, we mainly use Azure AI Foundry. And of course, login and all the telemetry, AI metrics to keep track of the cost is stored in the application insights. And for today, I've prepared a very simple use case, contract review, where user uploads a contract to the repository, then the main agent does the initial review, extract key details and clauses, then saves that in the app, and handovers clauses analysis to specialized agent that is specialized only in this one simple task. And at the very end, agent summarizes the review and saves this in the app. So let's jump to the SharePoint first, as I will start the process, let it run in the background. Okay, so what it does, it starts this very, very simple Power Automate. So for a selected file, get properties and pass it to agent. And then let's open the main app. So it's a model-driven app where I can define agents, processes, skills, knowledge sources. So these are these are building blocks of the solutions. So solutions is the same similar concept as in the Power Platform. So packages to keep all of the things organized. And actually, underneath each solution is a Power Platform solution created automatically. And also, each solution has own team for easier access management. Okay, let's take our contract review example. Okay, and in the solution, we have agent group chats. I won't cover that today because it's a big topic itself. So this non-deterministic way of orchestrating agents. Knowledge sources. So knowledge sources I can define here, for example, SharePoint folder when I upload my files, and then they are processed by kernel memory and available for vector search. And skills. Skills are one of the crucial part here because there are tools that LLM can use, and there are a few types of skills: Flow, OpenAPI, Prompt, MCP, and Native. If you select Flow, then it asks you when you create a new one if you want to select existing flow or create a new one. If you create a new one, it creates a flow based on a defined template that already uses some of the best practices to make it work efficiently. It's a HTTP trigger flow. When you define a request body as a JSON schema, it's a nice part because when you define it here and save the flow, it's automatically saved to the skills row, and then Semantic Kernel knows what to pass to this flow, what arguments needs to be passed to this flow. And here I have my clause by clause review. So skill that we can say make it multi-agent flow, because here the extracted clauses from the main agent are passed here, and for each of these clauses, I run a contract clause analyst, which reviews the clause against the company playbook. Okay, and agents, of course. So contract review assistant is the main agent in this flow. So simple stuff like name, descriptions, model to choose. And here I'm assigning the knowledge sources and skills, instructions, some canvas app to play around with and test the agent before publishing it. Here I have a full control of the instructions. And also each save produces a version, because of even a subtle change may make a huge difference in how the agent behaves. Okay, so let's check how our process is going on. Okay, so probably it finished. So in the monitoring tab, I have threads. Threads, let's say it's a chat window in Teams. So we can have multiple turns between you and agent. And here I have a single turn. It's high, so it should be this one. Okay. So this is the turn that was created when the initial throw run. So we see when it started, when it ended, how long it took, what was the input, and what is the output. I can review all of the skills that were used. So first it got the contract content, converted it to Markdown, then use a think tool to note down the reasoning, save contract record, did the clause by clause analysis, and then updated the contract record. We can go into this record and look what was the input and what was the output of skill run, so tool execution. Okay, but what is the output of this agent? So here I have a sample app, control review app, where this contract review is stored. So all of the key information was extracted, contract value was calculated because it's $50K over 2 years, so it sum up to this. And overall summary of the contract and each extracted clause. And as we can see, here is a clause with some issue. So we can check it and we see what was the exact text, review, and what is the proposed revision. Okay. And that's it. Thank you very much.